a sense of relief that we got it, that we did it. It was an incredibly tough thing to do, and I don't know how long we've been shooting for. It feels like 2-3 weeks, but we've shot a movie in that time, and it was a tough shoot. But it was very enjoyable. I do like shooting in a real location, walking in the streets. The fact that we were capturing reality of Seapoint, real things happening to me all the time, like getting accosted by a Bergie who wanted my drink when my vodka half jack when I was coming out of the bottle store, stuff like that. You know, you can't buy that. And a cop van stopping next to me when I was doing my street walking thing in the middle of the night and he couldn't see the camera. I mean, that makes it seem authentic and real, and it helps you as an actor. Brilliant stuff, I love that. Gail does not come across as a first-time director. She's incredibly experienced in the business. She had a very, very particular vision for this film, and she fought for it, which is really something that I admire and respect. I mean, it's a struggle to be a movie director. You know, it's a tough, and this was a tough one. So hats off to Gail. I mean, I hope she does many more movies. We need women like her in the film industry. And I hope this is the first, and I'm quite sure it'll be the first of many movies. I sure as hell want to work with her again.
I've worked on this script, well, should I say the storyline now, for about 12-15 years. And put a whole string of vignettes together based on the characters that I've met in Seapoint. But actually working on the script, less than a year. Tony and I started workshopping it in February and banged it out at the end of February, draft 2, and by the time we went through Valo, by the time we got the green light on the process, I think we were on, draft 15, 16. So it really was a quick process. Working on the film had so many memorable moments. There really isn't one, but there were quite a few, and I think mainly that the night shoots were the most fun for me. I thought that the shoot-out scene was great fun. I loved getting that whole party scene together at the after church location.
Another one of the highlights of the film was the car scenes with Rod and Grant. I mean, seeing the footage on the day was just like, geez, we're actually really making a movie now. And the tracking shots we got, and taking the boot of the car off with lots of negotiation with the owners of the car, finally taking the boot off, strapping the guys in the back, getting this whole thing going through the streets of Seapoint, with everybody staring at us, and seeing the footage of that. I mean, she was like, this is a real movie that we're shooting. And that was really inspirational. I think with very little resources, getting this world-class kind of footage down.
Well, I play the character of Mickey. Mickey is I suppose, what could be described as a kind of a low-life character. He has a prison history. He's a bit of a gangster type. And from the work that I've been doing in the characterization that I've been looking at, I think he's not altogether mentally stable, but I suppose that's just more where I've gone with the character. He's a nasty piece of work, let me put it that way. The most challenging scene that I did was when he challenges the character of Dimitri in Dimitri's hotel room, because what has happened, the film takes place over a weekend, and things escalate over that weekend, but Mickey's over that weekend starts taking more and more cocaine and drinking more and more. So the escalation within the arc of the character leads him to, a sort of finale scene, which I'll let you look at when you watch the movie. But the scene before that, where he confronts Mickey, who's Dimitri is his longtime lover. That for me was rather challenging, purely because he's gotten now to a stage where he's fueled up with chemicals, and so that is quite a challenge.
My experience as a first-time actor, it's been crazy. I've never done acting before. I haven't really done plays at school, so I have no background in acting. So it's been really interesting getting into that character, but I've had great help. Grant has given me a lot of pointers. We spent a lot of time together, so it's been tough at times, but I've had a great support system as well. And obviously, it's really interesting getting into the character's mind. Like, the character Izzy is not necessarily very similar to what I am, so trying to get into that, you know. So for me, that transition was very interesting.
So I think it's really important for us to showcase parts of Cape Town and to unashamedly reference parts of Cape Town, South Africa. A lot of films come into South Africa and use Cape Town as a backdrop, but you know it doubles for Malibu or for Chicago or wherever, rather than us making films about Cape Town, set in Cape Town. So I think that's a really amazing thing about it.
And if I was to add anything onto that, I feel like if anyone takes anything away from this movie, it will be about survival. I think every character in this movie is a survivor. They are where they are in this situation, but they're still coming through at the end of the day. So for me, I think that's my relation to the movie, like being a survivor.
Who is Sia? You know, I think Sia's probably, his job is to be the loyal guy to Dimitri. You know, he's there looking out for Dimitri, especially since Dimitri's been so ill and been away from the hotel. And at the point that we should pick up the story, I think Sia's been trying to look after the interests of Dimitri, and because they go back, way back in the backstory, they go way back. So yeah, that's Sia, the kind of loyal guy trying to look after the interests of Dimitri. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel safer already.
Yeah.
But I think because a lot of the film to me is about friendship and loyalty and the past, and that's amazing.
That is, yeah.
How I relate to Dimitri, you know, I think Dimitri is someone who's kind of always tried to do the right thing, and always. I mean, he's obviously, the hotel is a little tacky, and there's the slightly dubious whatever let the family give him this hotel. So there's obviously not 100 kosher. And then he was a gigolo, I think, in Hillbrow with Lolly. So he has a dubious background, but yet he seems to be trying as if he's just an ordinary regular guy, so affected by what's going on. So for me, it is that when you're trying to do your best and no one else is, I do relate to that.
I think the challenges we faced on the production side was really mostly working with a team that wasn't experienced at all, working with very experienced cast and very inexperienced crew, and bridging that gap to make sure that we have a relatively smooth process of producing this film. I mean, that was a huge challenge that caused a lot of mistakes to happen along the way. It's meant that we had to reshoot an entire day 2 days after we were supposed to wrap. We went over budget. I had to kind of go during the shoot, like in between shots, go to AFTA and explain to them why we need more money for another shoot day. I think it was really just that things took a lot longer than it would usually take on a professional set. It took longer to get things done. We made a lot of mistakes. We had to fix the mistakes. But between all of that, we all came together and got the job done. So we faced the challenges head on, and we overcame them, and we finished the job. And I think everyone's really proud of what we accomplished.